Welcome back to another Sunday prep day. Today I'm just going to do my veggies and I'm going to make a curry paste. That's why I'm chopping some small onions now. And I'm going to make some pulled pork. So if you hear the fans in the background, I do apologize. I don't know how well the mics pick it up, but it's about 30 degrees Celsius today, or in the mid 80s Fahrenheit. So we don't really do air conditioning here in the Netherlands, so I have the fans going, so it's a little more bearable. But yeah, I'm chopping these little onions to go in the curry paste, and then I'll just go over the rest of my menu. Some of these are a little big, so I'll just cut them in half, I think, and they can go straight into the food processor. So as always for lunch today, I'm gonna have some sandwiches. During the work week, I always have low carb meals because I'm diabetic and I'm cutting down on carbs. But I do like bread, and especially the convenience of bread, so on the weekend I have my sandwiches for lunch. So and then for dinner, I don't know yet. I'm gonna have some kind of takeout. I don't know. I didn't know what I wanted, so I thought, you know what, I don't get takeout very often, so every once in a while, that's okay. So I'll also throw in a couple of cloves of garlic whole. And I'll start cutting some onions. First I have a yellow onion that I already peeled, and I'll use that for the pulled pork. So Monday, I do meatless Mondays, and my go-to for meatless Monday is a salad for lunch. And I'll just have that with some peppers and some cucumber, and I just have some spring mix. And then for dinner, I'm making some curry. That's why I'm making the curry paste. I've been really into curries lately, in case you haven't noticed, because I'm doing meatless Mondays, but I'm also trying to cut down on processed food, and a lot of meatless or meat replacements are really terrible. They're so processed. So I'm trying to do a little more actual meat-free things, like more natural. So it's coming down to a lot of curries because I quite enjoy those. And this one will be with chickpeas and some lentils and what else? Also some tomatoes. So I'm just cutting up a red onion. I'm gonna cut one coarse and one fine. The fine onion will go in like a salsa later in the week. And this is just for what's it for? I'm gonna do like a fried rice. What else? Like some stuffed peppers, lettuce wrap, that kind of stuff. So I need a coarse one for that. And then the other one I'm gonna cut nice and fine. And then we're on Tuesday for lunch. I'm just gonna do some lettuce wraps, probably with some chicken. I still have some, it's not romaine, it's like a little gem, I think it is. So, some small lettuce cups, probably with some chicken or something, and lots of veg. And then for dinner, I'm gonna do tacos. I usually do Taco Tuesday. You know, I love my theme days, and I love my alliteration. So meatless Monday, Taco Tuesday, Fish Friday. And I'm gonna do some pulled pork tacos. So that's one of the things I'll be using the pulled pork for. Then on Wednesday, I'm gonna do some stuffed peppers with either some beef or some ground chicken. I haven't decided yet. I have both. I picked them up yesterday on sale, so I have some options. Then for dinner, I'll use more of that pulled pork, but I'm gonna do like a rice bowl kind of thing. And I think for that, I'll do like a corn salsa with just some canned corn. So that's one of the things I need some finely diced onion for. Let me grab some garlic. So I'll get 3 cloves. I'll leave them whole, peeled, to go in with the pulled pork. And then I have 2 more cloves that I'm just going to cut nice and fine. So stuffed peppers for lunch, pulled pork for dinner. Then Thursday, some more lettuce wraps for lunch, because that's just an easy low-carb thing to take to the office with me. I've been mostly working from home the past month and a half, just doing some courses and some introductory things. But now that that is done, I'll be in the office a lot more, which I don't mind because there's AC there. And I do like having work at work, home at home, if that makes sense. So I need some low-carb things that are easy to bring. And lettuce wraps is definitely one of them. Then for dinner, I'll do some fried rice because I'll have some rice left over from the rice bowl on Wednesday. And I'll probably do some like chicken sautés kind of thing. Some chicken skewers. So let me just do some leek for that stir fry. Then on Friday, usually Friday is just kind of dictated by leftovers. But since I have to take into account that I have to bring things into the office for lunch, I think I'm gonna do like lettuce wraps with some mackerel salad. I'm out of tuna, so I'm just, instead of a tuna salad, I'm gonna do like a mackerel salad. Pretty simple. And yeah, just on a lettuce wrap. So that's a nice low-carb way to do things. And then here I also have a baby leek. I keep thinking I use them all and then I find 1 or 2 more in the bottom of the drawer. So I'll just cut that up as well. And then Friday, I'm gonna do some fish tacos. So, yeah. That's that done. And then let's work on some turmeric and some ginger for the curry paste. I'll just give those a peel real quick. And then we'll be right back. And there we go. I suggest wearing gloves when you're handling fresh turmeric because they will stain your hands quite badly. And this ginger, I'll just give a rough chop just to make it easier on the food processor. It will take quite some time to break down otherwise. And we'll throw that in as well. Next up, I have some cilantro. I'm gonna use some for the salsa and also some for the rice bowl. I'm gonna do some lime cilantro rice. So I've cut off the stems, but don't throw them away. Throw these in with the curry paste. And I have some stems from last time as well that I'm gonna throw in. And then I'll just cut this nice and fine. We'll put that in a container. And then we have some chilies. So these green ones, I'm just gonna cut the top off and take the seeds out just because there's a lot of seed and I don't want all of that in my curry paste. And again, I'm just giving these a rough chop just to make it a little easier on the food processor. And then I have these red ones. 2 more I'm just going to cut really coarse and throw in with the curry paste. And the other 2 I'm going to cut nice and fine for things like the fried rice, the lettuce wraps, maybe the stuffed peppers. But I'll just leave the seeds in those because they're small and not super spicy. And then we'll move on to the peppers. I'll get a big bowl for this. Because for the stuffed peppers, I want half a red and half a yellow. So I'll just clean them out. And these I'll just stuff with some ground beef or some ground chicken and some veggies mixed in. And I'll just grill them in my Ninja Foodi. And the other 2 I will clean out as well. And then I'll cut them in little strips for my salad, and the rest I'll cut fine for like the salsas, for my lettuce wraps. Stir fry. So there we go, some slices for my salad. And some smaller cubes. And I'll do the same with this yellow pepper. I do like using different colors, just for pretty. And then I have one more small sweet pepper that I'm just gonna cut nice and fine. Let's just cut that in half, take the seeds out. And just cut them nice and fine. And then I have a whole bunch of cherry tomatoes that are going to go in my curry, so I'm just going to slice them in half, just so they're a bit easier to break down. And that should be plenty for a curry. Then I have some cucumber. And I'll just cut these into some slices for my salad. I will use some cucumber in my salsa as well, but I'm not going to make those until probably like Thursday, Friday. And if I cut the cucumber really fine before then, it will dry out. Most things will last that long, but cucumbers not necessarily. So I'll just cut those when I need them. And then I just have some green beans to go with my fried rice. I'll saute these with some sambal, I think. I like spicy green beans. And that's it for chopping. So I'm just going to make my curry paste. So recap: ginger, fresh turmeric, cilantro stems, pearl onions, garlic, and chilies. So I'll just put those on, and while these are blending down, I'll put everything away that I don't need for the pulled pork. So the curry paste is done. That's nice and fine. And I can just transfer that to some glass jars. I made a big portion. I usually do because I'll have some curry this week. This week with a vegan curry. Then next week I'll probably make one with fish or chicken or something like that. If you do use fresh turmeric, use glass because it will stain plastic quite bad if you store it in there. So, yeah, I'll transfer that into jars in a moment. Meanwhile, I have my Ninja Foodi preheating on saute. So I'll add some oil. And while that oil warms through, I'm just going to take some salt. And some smoked paprika. A little bit of pepper. I'm not using fresh pepper, I'm just using already ground pepper because that's just easier to get on the meat. And I'll use a bit of cumin. And here I have some stewing pork, so I'll just rub that in the marinade. Get everything nice and coated like this. I'll let just that sit for a moment. Meanwhile, I'll take my yellow onions and saute those. And I'll throw in my whole cloves of garlic as well. I'll put this away, I'll let that saute for a bit. Add a little bit of salt just to help saute this down. And while this cooks down, I'll just start by transferring my curry paste to my jars. And you can store this in the fridge for like a week or two. So just have it ready when you need it. But in the meantime, the vegetables have softened, so I'm just going to add my meat. And I'll add some apple cider vinegar. Top it up with some water and put the lid on. You can either slow cook this or you can pressure cook this. I'm just going to pressure cook it because I have a pressure cooker and it will just take a lot less time. So I'll do that for, these are small pieces, so about 40 minutes I should say. It should be falling apart tender. So make sure the valve is closed and yeah. Oh, I also soak some chickpeas because I'll need those tomorrow for my my curry. But nothing to do now except for cleaning up a little bit and waiting for the pork. So I'll see you when that is all done. Okay, that's that mashed. So pork is ready. And everything else is already in the fridge, so I have everything ready for when I make lunch or dinner to make that in minutes. So if you like this, I do this every single Sunday, and on Saturday you can find grocery hauls and shop by bicycle videos, and about once a month I do videos where I take everything that I just prepared and show you how I make every single meal. So yeah, leave a like, leave a comment, maybe subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.